Just going to try and source. There we are. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. It is now 12:50 p.m. Central Time on November the 10th. This is Illinois Stormwatch, USA Stormwatch, USA Severe Weather Network. We are also conveying this to our YouTube. So, let's talk severe weather. They've just issued a severe thunderstorm warning. I'm gonna get the county tags on here.
They just instituted a new one here. It looks like I'll read it to you. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get there soon. It's showing the city names too. What I wanted to do is change the county font, and then I'm going to change the color. And then I want that to be a blue color so we know between cities and counties. There we go. Now I'm going to county names. There we go. That's interesting. All right. So, severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued by the National Weather Service in the Quad Cities here. It includes areas such as Keokuk and sections of Hancock County towards Hamilton, areas just west of Carthage. Looks like we have some upscale development here on the south end. Severe storms are now stretching from areas around Columbia, Missouri, just east of there towards Fort Madison, Iowa. This line of storms has been showing upscale growth. Oh, this is the National Weather Service in Lincoln. I'm going to change this. These were the vertical wind profiles I was checking out. We can see how the winds are now shifting to a more southerly direction. We can see the more southwesterly flow aloft. This is 1, 2, 3, 4,000 feet. Then this is 9,000 feet above the surface. We can see the winds are increasing out of the southwest with altitude. And for us folks in Lincoln, the Illinois Valley, that's kind of the likewise scenario here. We're starting to see an increase, a steady increase in speed and directional vertical wind shear, particularly at the low levels. So what I've been watching out here is here, I'm going to hide this so it's out of the way. This was about 8 minutes ago. This came in to the National Weather Service in Lincoln Doppler radar. I believe that's, this is the vertical wind profiles via Doppler radar. We can see how, I believe, that is 35 mile, 30 or 20 to 30 mile knot winds. That's what I'm seeing here with this wind barb. But the surface wind it's really increasing here, and we can see how I believe the pressure is starting to get a little bit lower at the ground when we see the increase towards this is above the surface. This is just immediately above the surface here where we're getting this stronger vertical shear kind of interacting with the surface. Right now at the surface, I've been watching my anemometer. Oh, it actually shut off. It probably has a sleep mode here. We got almost 7 miles sustained. I believe that gusted to about 20. The temperature over here is 73 degrees. So that is fairly warm. And I believe the temperatures are in the 60s along this area of storms, and just west towards like Kansas City, Des Moines, now over much of northern Missouri and southern Iowa, we're separating like 40s and 30s temperatures from like 60s, 70s temperatures, 60-degree dew points ahead of this. So that's a precursor where we can see some of this severe weather, and we're starting to see some of that upscale growth. We had some convection firing up here, and now I believe we're starting to see some more upscale growth on the southern end. I'm gonna switch to DVN radar now, and now this is where we're starting to see. This is we now where you got a better glimpse of these storms on radar. Now it looks like the vertical shear has still been steadily increasing. I think a little bit less directional shear up here, but I think it's still highest further ahead of these storms here. So, we can definitely tell over the past hour. I think we've had some stronger speed shear pushing through, or directional shear. That was the vertical wind profile.
All right, we just got another report of in the event of thunderstorm with gusts up to 40 to 45 miles per hour.
Okay, thank you for the report there. So I'm gonna zoom in to this storm up here now that we have a better glimpse on radar. Looks like we have another warning for Rawls, Marion County, Missouri. That's from St. Louis Weather Service. Oh, I'm going to use this mouse, USB mouse here. Yeah, the range rings. Looks like the storm could be further in towards Keokuk here. So, I mean, areas in Hancock County will definitely be impacted within the next 10 to 20 minutes. Or yeah, maybe a little bit longer than that. But yeah, we're definitely seeing some upscale growth down around here. And I'm going to download some of the previous radar data, see how this has been trending. Yeah, that storm has been developing upscale, and now we're starting. Yeah, definitely more of a wind concern with this. And yeah, penny-sized hail. I mean,
all right, we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning now.
A what?
New severe thunderstorm warning from the Weather Service in St. Louis.
Yeah, we got that. It's this one down here. Looks
from
like
Marion County.
I'm going to switch to KLSX here. I think that'll give us a better glimpse of things. But yeah, I mean, we've been starting to see some upscale growth, and this is a discrete area. I'm going to change to Echo Tops here real quick. We can see some of these more discrete areas where there's stronger updrafts along this line. And now you can see, just going back to the previous radar scan. Whoops, that's actually base radar scan. I got to get the whole picture here. But yeah, looks like we still got some healthy updrafts with some of these. Looks like we have potentially penny-sized hail here. That could be possible further aloft towards Centralia and Hallsville. Some of these could also be carrying some relatively small hail. I mean, I think this is out of range up here, but I mean, from what this is showing, looks like we got a healthy updraft with this one as well. So I mean,
yeah, there's showing me signs of some weak rotation. There's a marker showing me signs of some rotation.
Well, what this is here, it's what potentially might be mid-level rotating updraft. That could be a mesocyclone that could be indicating here. But I mean, yeah, I'm going to pay attention to this marker here. Oh yeah, whoops, I got to pull up storm attributes at some point. Oh yeah, so I mean, velocity of 23 to 24 divergence. Looks like the base of the storm is under 12,000 feet. Oh, okay. So this is a relatively low top storm, but it still has some rotating, still good rotating updraft, looks like.
Well, the best thing to do is right now, I was going to say, if anybody in those storms right now feel threatened by any wind gusts, just get away from the winds. Is the best thing to do, right, today?
Yeah, definitely. Looks like our temperature has dropped. Okay, yeah, the temperature has dropped like, I believe, 1 degree in the past hour here. So, I mean, that we're starting to see that onset of that front, and winds coming out of the south. They're definitely coming in. And oh yeah, we're starting to see thunderstorm gusts 40 to 45. So yeah, definitely this is an earlier report as these storms are pushing through. Definitely some strong.
We had one report of a train spotter reported 60 miles of gusts in Randolph County, Missouri.
Yeah, sure. So the surface low is like right around here somewhere. And you can see on the back side, this is freezing rain. We got potential ice accretion here. We got winter weather advisory stretching towards areas northwest of Des Moines. But yeah, I mean, this is just 100 miles away where the temperatures are in the 30s. It's a little bit warmer, but I think we got a shallow area of warmer air just above the surface. But it's definitely much colder as that wind, we see that wind shift towards, I believe, the northwest. On the northwest quadrant of this surface low. I'm going to pull up mesoanalysis once again. And yeah, for those viewing us on YouTube or Facebook, definitely feel free to give us a comment. We will be sure to address the local situation for you as much as we can. if you have any questions about timing and projected impacts, we'll have a glimpse at models and
stuff
such.
like that.
We also have one of our we have a few people on our chase team that might be going
That's
out.
good.
So yeah, I'm gonna go to meso analysis here, see what the rapid refresh is shown here. That's 1,002 millibars.
That's still strong.
Yeah. I wonder if there's anything changed with that surface low. Yeah, that surface low is going to be trailing the Mississippi Valley. And definitely as that happens, looks like it's deepening, and we're going to start seeing projected increase of speed shear, and the winds are definitely going to become much stronger here heading into the later part of the afternoon. I believe some of these gusts may approach 40 miles an hour.
So we could have isolated power outages too from non-thunderstorm wind gusts. Could that happen too?
Well, sure. Looks like the strongest winds are definitely more than likely between 1 p.m. and towards the onset, and as storms push through, that's going to be when the strongest winds happen. Maybe I think it'll calm a little bit, but we can see that surge of winds coming out of the northwest over here. So, I mean, that wind shift is really going to dramatically drop our temperatures. We've been in the 70s for several days across parts of central Illinois. But we can see this is all snow, freezing rain. Yeah, look right here. This is where we have some, looks like a little bit of lift. And this is where we got freezing rain, freezing drizzle perhaps in this area.
And ice storm warnings too.
Yeah, ice storm warnings.
Yeah, that's what they had down this morning. I looked at last night. They had ice storm warnings too.
Let me just clarify, see if that's the situation. Oh yeah, we have ice storm warnings for areas around Omaha towards. It wasn't near Des Moines. This is probably winter weather advisory for freezing rain. I believe some ice accretion, a little bit over a quarter inch towards Omaha, south towards or Omaha, just north of there towards Fremont, Sioux City, and another area of concern near Albert Lee, Minnesota. Looks like that's where the strongest ice accumulation will happen. And then a lot of this up here could also be snow as well. So we got winter storm warnings further north across Minnesota and northern Wisconsin. So, I mean, this is definitely a strong mesoscale system here. So, I mean, we have plenty of impacts projected here. So, I mean, ranging from severe storms. I mean, definitely, I will not rule out the possibility of a few tornadoes.
Yeah, I won't rule it out either because this is a potent storm system, and you got plenty of shear. All right, Isaac, we got somebody asking a question. What's coming?
So someone was asking about Palatine, areas up towards Chicago. Looks like that will be later in the day, potentially into the 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. across the Illinois Valley up towards Chicago. We'll probably start seeing storms push through around 6 o'clock, maybe a bit later than that. Mostly a damaging wind concern, but maybe isolated tornado across parts of northern Illinois. I think Chicago in particular looks like this is where I believe we got a little bit of weaker shear profiles. I'll have to kind of look at that, but it would not be a surprise. Obviously, the watch only includes areas around the Illinois Valley points northwest. Chicago looks like or Palatine looks like looks like you should be fine for a while, but make sure that you keep an eye on these incoming storms. And I will reiterate here. Again, we got that slight risk. It does include Chicago, areas across southeast Wisconsin. The tornado threat will be highest across areas, particularly northwest of the River Valley towards I-55. Maybe, hold on. Yeah, I was going to say the entire slight risk area wasn't in that 5%. But I mean, an isolated tornado could still pop up areas as far south as I-70 I mean, when I'm looking at this number here, 5%, that means, so I mean, anywhere in this area within 25 miles, if you plot yourself in a specific county, there's
All
5.
right, new severe thunderstorm warning now.
Yeah.
South central Henry County and south central Iowa, north central Des Moines County and central Iowa.
Oh, this is Des
County.
Moines County, not city. But I mean, this is getting closer to Des Moines. Looks like, yeah, this activity up here just got severe warned.
Yeah, so it's moving at northeast at 50. So this is a quick moving storm. So you definitely got to pay attention today because we already have 2 reports of winds over 45. You may not go under a warning. It doesn't have to be severe to be strong, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I will point out, we saw that yellow marker somewhere. I don't know if it's still there, but looks like we have a little bit of a rotating updraft. I mean, sometimes what the Weather Service does, in these severe thunderstorm warnings, you can see this tornado possible tag. So, I mean, this is a low top storm, and the wind profiles that I showed you earlier, we've had a steady increase of speed, directional, vertical shear at the low levels. So, I mean, looks like we're starting to get in an environment where, I mean,
you could get that change.
Yeah, mostly damaging winds, but I believe that southerly flow, and combine that with some of these stronger winds that kind of forms an axis further aloft. You can see these winds are not, or these storms are pushing to the northwest, or northeast rather. Yeah, and we're starting to get in more northeast direction with some of these cells here, and that's indicating some low level. Some low level updrafts will kind of interact with this. And now we got a severe thunderstorm warning for areas around Quincy, Illinois. And
check that out.
We're starting to get in that environment where we're starting to get towards these stronger winds coming out of the south. So what my concern would be is that with that interaction of these stronger winds coming out of the surface and these winds pushing northeast, looks like we may start to be seeing an increase, maybe in that chance for a couple tornadoes. I mean, obviously the concern would be maybe small hail, but mostly damaging winds, some potential rotating updrafts, maybe a few quick spin-ups along the line as they push.
It's something you don't want to pull around
towards the Illinois River Valley later in the afternoon. Obviously, we're not expecting a widespread tornado event.
But I'll tell you, if a tornado comes down your street, it'd be bad. Yeah.
That's definitely conceivable. We may see a couple of these storms may go tornado warned, given that potential weak rotation, these mesovortices you'll probably see ahead of the main line, and we're starting to see some Boeing segments try and form. I mean, definitely an increase in straight line winds. Looks like these storms are definitely going to start to intensify pretty soon. And I'm going to open the vertical wind profile.
I'm going to put this out. Anytime you get that Boeing, anybody, that is where you get very strong winds, and that's where you could cause some wind damage. Wind damage could be a possibility. This is not going to be no severe weather outbreak or anything like that. I would expect if we did see a tornado, Isaac, it would just be a weak one, right?
Well, I mean, these will be weaker if they do form. But I will point out the storm relative helicity values that I saw in meso analysis. I'm going to try and pull that up again. See that? Sometimes when you see this 5%, what I think of there is helicity. Oh, we're starting. Yeah, that is. Looks like we got 1,000 millibar low in that. You can see the sharp pressure gradient here. I think I saw. Oh, that's sunshine. Now we're starting to get some sunshine here. I mean,
all that's going to do is get the atmosphere going and make these storms a lot stronger. So please have a way to receive warnings. Take this seriously today, and make sure you have a way to receive warnings and stay tuned to us. Charge your tablets up. Charge your devices up in just case you would lose power, because even when we get winds over 45 to 40 miles an hour, it's still it causes some isolated power outages.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, obviously we have some. So one limiting factor that I am noticing, and just looking outside, we can see that. We can see some of this. I believe it may slightly inhibit the surface-based instability. I think areas further ahead, this is where we have that window for surface, a higher surface instability. I'm going to pull that up real quick because I got to see if we have a surface base. Yeah, we have 500 surface cape. So what
That's
I'm
plenty.
here, yeah. So and that is going to essentially, with that surface low tracking north and kind of deepening, oh yeah, that's increasing to about 1,000 millibars further north. So I mean, when you get 1,000 surface cape, that should be sufficient enough. Yeah, that's an area of clearing behind some of that convection that's pushing the Illinois Valley now. I mean, this is relatively weak, but now we're starting to see some more surface-based activity here, about 1,000 millibars pushing towards the Illinois Valley there. So, I mean, we have some surface cape now, but that's really going to increase there. Oh, yeah, negative CINH values.
What is that?
So when I see negative values like minus 50, I mean, that means the capping inversion. So, I mean, there's warmer air further aloft. I mean, the surface low is definitely further up here by that time. And we can see that this is where we have a short wave, a surface trough digging through that area now. But I mean, further ahead, we can see the look at how this front really pushes through. We have that areas where the winds are coming directly out of the north, and then winds coming directly out of the south over here. And I believe at the I mean further aloft and surface. When I see negative CINH values, that means if we do have a capping inversion, that's gonna kind of weaken. And when you have a weakened cap,
yep,
the cap kind of breaks. That means surface-based storms start growing upscale. And
the National Weather Service in St. Louis just put out a new warning right now.
Yeah, and I'm combining with this. I'm going to look at surface to 1 kilometer here. Yeah, 300 to 350. So I mean, some of these broken, discrete storms may have rotating updrafts, and then combined with that surface-based lift, then we have that decent potential. We may see not only damaging winds, but maybe small hail, maybe a few tornadoes across West Illinois, Northwest
Illinois. Of that, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. Let me read the text to you a little bit. What just got put in place. This goes in effect for parts of South Central Pike County and Central Illinois, Western Adams County, and Western Central Illinois, and South Central Rawls County and Central Missouri, North Central Marion County and Central Missouri, and Lewis County and Central Missouri into 2 p.m.
So, same thing with this warning here.
65 miles a minute, 65.
Yeah. So broken. So yeah, we can see how this is maintaining a linear setup here, but we can see that, that Boeing, we have some individual Boeing segments that may form out of this. So where the winds may be stronger, further around here. But I mean, we still have rotating updrafts that may still occur at the low level. So I mean, obviously what the Weather Service is saying, intense thunderstorm lines like this, not only producing damaging winds, but may produce brief tornadoes, and not only that, widespread significant wind damage. So Weather Service definitely recommends for those in the path of this storm, you should definitely move to an interior room on the lowest floor. Again, be prepared to go in the basement at any given time, because tornadoes may form without warning as well. You don't have to have a tornado warning to have a tornado form, because it can form like that, and sometimes the Weather Service doesn't have time to issue warnings. I remember that happening here in our county several years ago.
50 miles of deaths got in Bonnie County, Missouri. 50 miles of wind got reported.
Okay, appreciate the report. We will pass along any storm reports that come in. I'm going to check in with our storm community chat in just a second here. But yeah, this is the hold on.
And like I said, we've been talking about this in the last couple of days. I mean, we were in a low fret, but I mean, we thought this was not going to be a big deal, and it really hasn't. We haven't had no damage, just a couple trees down, but it could be worse in November, can it?
Yeah, it definitely has been worse. This is not something I'd compare to November 17th necessarily, because we've been in a persistent warm pattern. I remember on November 17th, like you go from a little bit of a colder weather pattern to something that's suddenly we have not only a stronger short wave than what we're seeing here, but the dew points and the temperatures are much higher ahead of that front, and obviously further aloft. Not only like there's much colder air that's aloft, and that's when we're when without like barely any inversion present, then that's when we're starting to see like supercells and like over a wide area from. I mean, that was the case from Washington down to southern Illinois and up towards Chicago as well. I remember. And I mean, if we have explosive amounts of surface instability, we're seeing a little bit. I mean, it's not anything that's comparable to an outbreak or anything like that.
But here's the thing:
still enough to produce several
tornado,
maybe one or two. Like
any tornado that comes down and touches your area is going to make it. It's going to be a bad deal. So you got to keep that in mind.
Oh, okay. We've had a comment from Renee Glenn. We do appreciate you. Do appreciate your comment there, and so yeah, Canton looks like obviously there's a severe thunderstorm watch in Canton now, and
6 p.m. That's when it will expire.
Well, yeah, 6 p.m. is expired, but I mean, we may see another watch issuance across south central and east central parts of the state later in the evening as well. But I mean, Fulton County looks like storms are just 2 counties away. So I mean,
wow.
The activity is tracking northeast at about
60. Some of these storms are kicked off at 70 to 60 miles an hour, so they're going to be on top of you and be out of your area pretty quick.
So I mean, 60 to 65 miles per hour looks like potentially an hour and a half to 2 hours till storms start to onset over areas around Macomb. And the stronger area of storms looks like Canton. You still got several hours. I think between 3 and maybe 4 p.m. we'll start seeing some of this activity push through. Looks like the northern tier of this activity just got severe warned once again, or I think they redefined that warning area. But it looks like 60 miles per hour wind gusts, definitely still a concern. Still having that tornado possible tag. So, I mean, I think we're starting to push into that more favorable environment.
So and remember,
really strong winds, and then these winds that are forming further aloft. I think we got enough speed shear.
Yeah, it's going to get
Fulton County
here. Because like I said, I'm going to pass this along. Reed Timmer said by 2 or 3 o'clock it should kick in. I mean, I think.
Right now we're starting to see those wind profiles start to increase there, and I've been looking at that. I've been looking at that for a while here,
and we've been lucky so far in November not getting a lot. I mean, we should be thankful for that, shouldn't we?
Well, sure, but I mean, this is kind of a day we'll have to be paying attention to things, because sometimes we see the probabilities and just a general setup that's like this. I mean, I'm referring back to December 1st of 2000.
Yeah, I remember that.
There's only 2 or 3 parent supercells that were kind of long track.
All right, we got a new report coming in right now. Let me go down here. Jefferson City had about 50 miles of wind. That would be in Calhoun County, Missouri.
Calhoun County, Missouri. What county is that? Pike and Rawls County?
Well, it starts with a C, C-A. LL.
Calhoun County. There's a Calhoun County in Illinois, and I believe there's a Calhoun County, Missouri somewhere.
Yeah,
Not
that has
necessarily
50
that
miles of gusts with that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're starting to see
So
some local storm reports, I believe. Looks like, oh, yeah, there's two Pike counties, Missouri and Illinois, that kind of border each other. Oh, Callaway County?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're talking about?
Sorry.
Yeah, storms are pushing through Callaway County as we speak here. I wonder if there's a way I can turn this trackpad off.
If anybody gets a little concerned about the winds and feels threatened up at 50 miles a gust or gets even stronger, just move away from the windows. I mean, this is not a type of minute where you want to go into your tornado safe spot just to get away from the windows, and you should make it fine, right?
Yeah, sure. I'm responding to a message. Hold on.
Get back.
Mm-hmm. With the vertical wind profiles and surface-based cape, definitely looking at potential. We may see a couple tornadoes this afternoon. I'm just reiterating that to one of our storm community partners here. Hold on. But yeah, we'll stick with you guys as long as we can here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, looks like might have to get in touch with Kelvin or someone on there.
Yeah, I was going to give you another report here. I just got one of these 45 markers just popped up here by Lincoln.
Yeah, sure. And definitely that uptick in instability is another thing we're concerned about. Oh, we're starting to see another yellow marker on here. That's a area of mid-level rotation potentially. And again, that's a potential rotating updraft that may be in place further aloft. So I mean, that's not a scale, but I mean, if any of that diverges towards the surface, and with that southerly wind, if we get that environment, that may potentially also result in an increase in a few brief tornadoes in addition to damaging winds. And yeah, definitely seeing some stronger gusts, potentially 45 miles per hour. That's what spotters are reporting. Maybe a bit stronger further aloft, and that will likely a lot of these winds, we see these downdrafts, in red. That's where some of the stronger winds from further aloft are mixing in at the ground.
All right, you just got one report here in Springfield, non-thunderstorm wind gust from that 45.
Okay, so that is Springfield, Illinois, right? 45 miles per hour sustained gust.
Yeah, I got.
Okay.
Now the report. The report's gone now. So, all right, we had another report up here from Clarkville, Missouri, of about 45 miles of gust.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like my anemometer shut off, but I think we're starting to see some fairly stronger gusts. So Ian says, I wouldn't be surprised if that watch were extended south if the uptick happens on the southern flank of the QLCS. So yeah, I mean, looks like, that area of convection looks like we're seeing some stronger winds and upscale development down here. So I mean, looks like maybe areas around St. Louis may see some of these stronger storms over the next hour, next potentially several hours out. So we'll have to pay attention. I mean, most areas around Peoria and Illinois Valley will probably be from 4 to 5 p.m. sometime. I think St. Louis a little bit late, give or take a few hours. I mean, the way things are looking now, I believe, we're starting to see that, upscale development. We're starting to see convection brewing out of this area.
All right, we just had another report of a 45 miles of gust up here in K.
County, Decatur?
Yeah, up here, something would start with a K. Train spotter reported up to 45 miles of wind. So that's getting pretty strong.
Yeah, I'm going to.
So, I mean, these are not. Part of this is just due to these strong winds. You don't have to go under a severe thunderstorm warning, and it has to be, and it doesn't have to be severe to be bad, right?
Yeah, right. Oh, this was earlier. There we go. Oh, yeah, this was out of the Decatur airport. We had a gust of 45. Oh, 46. Oh, I see. It rounds down with the labeling and everything there. But yeah, mid-level rotating updrafts with some of these more discrete areas. I mean, obviously, if there's a surface-based, we're starting to see an increase in surface-based instability. We're going to see that uptick over the next hour or two. We'll have to see. This is going to be really critical what happens along this. If we see persistent surface instability that's a little bit stronger, I believe the tornado threat's going to increase with some of these storms. And I will try to address your questions as quick as I can. I appreciate the comment there, Renee. And yeah, again, we'll be in consistent feed. I have to step out at 4 o'clock, but for anyone chasing or still on StreamYard, we'll keep the stream open, and I'll remotely control it if for what's up with that. Okay. Yeah, it's possible. I'm going to see if the Storm Prediction Center has any new developments. I think they might have issued. They may be issuing new developments out of this.
I was going to check for you, but nothing yet.
I mean, I wanted to see if they were considering with that southern. Yeah, we can see that what looks like an outflow boundary or area of lift, or that convection that's brewing down here. If we do get stronger, higher dew points and things like that down here, and I think a lot of that colder air is up here. And if we do get a little bit of influence of colder air that's in place over here, that some of that air that sinks, then maybe we could start that's going to influence whether severe storms with damaging winds occur this far south. But I mean, the higher contrast in temperature, of course, is up here in terms of altitude, and from east to west, of course. I mean, it's 70s, definitely further ahead of here, but I mean, it's 30s and 40s like right behind it. And then up here, we were seeing all the snow and then freezing precipitation down towards Des Moines. And I mean, not that far east, probably another 100 miles. That's where we got strong to severe storms potential talking about here. So again, I'm going to see what the storm report trend is. Oh yeah, this is accounting for gusts over 58 miles per hour. What this 2 things of wind is showing here. So we're going to have to pay attention to that. See if we. Oh yeah, we have a question from Keith, or here.
What does he actually saying?
Or hold on, I'm gonna get the invite, and yeah, we'll get that soon. Oh, there we go.
Who you invite?
Okay, 1 second. There we are. Okay. Go back on here. I think what we're seeing here is on that. Oh yeah, this is where the stronger axis is. I think this is where we have those mid-level updrafts where we can see these kind of kinks that form along the line there. I think this is kind of the environment where I think we might be favoring a few.
All right, new severe thunderstorm warnings got entered again.
Oh yeah, now this is into Warren and the Henderson counties into southern Mercer County. Oh, okay. I'm trying to zoom in.
Winds over up to 60 miles an hour with these, so you definitely might need to move away from the windows, because these storms could be producing some wind damage.
I'm going to go back to DVN radar. Hold on. Now that we got a glimpse of how things are developing up here, I mean, this is the northern edge of this storm. I believe we got some downpours, some stronger gusts up here. I think this is where we have severe gusts. this is where we have stronger downdraft. And I think the colder air, we can see it kind of wrapping around the surface low that's up here. It's really pushing in. This is where all that air is sinking down, and we got some outflow with that. So from Des Moines into Warren County. Now severe thunderstorm warning, including Hancock and McDonough County. This includes Macomb. Looks like, yeah, we have what looks like some of that southerly flow that's interacting with that. So, I mean, oh, yeah, now we're starting to see higher tops, some updrafts with that. So, I mean, a low possibility that some of that hail that reaches the surface, I believe the updrafts are strengthening. We might
Yeah, there's that marker again.
That.
There's the marker.
And yeah, that they're still advising for the potential for quick spin up tornadoes as well. So again, so I mean, yeah, just seeing that that colder air that's just right above the surface over here, and that those warmer conditions further around here, and we have that upward forcing just right around here. I think that's going to start, yeah, the possibility of severe hail is going to steadily increase as well.
Let me check in with the, yeah. Goodness gracious, we got some pretty large hail, Isaac. There's some pink, there's some red there. I mean, I'm looking at the one tool start with the
so,
B.
Yeah, when we look at hail, we can see this is base reflectivity. What I want to look at here is the echotops, or VIL. Yeah, this is where we have vertical. This is where we have a stronger updraft, and some of that liquid, those dew points that are further ahead. Eventually, you know, the air gets saturated along that updraft, and we eventually get to the dendritic hail growth zone, which is not far above the surface. Like right behind that, that's temperatures in the 30s. And 40s, and right above there, that's 32 degrees or 0 degrees Celsius. And then it's right above the surface. And we actually have a quarter-sized hail report. Emergency management reporting 1-inch hail in Adams County. This is 3 miles southwest of Lima.
Okay. We just got a report. Let's see.
I want to welcome our partner forecaster, Mr. Keith. I believe you're based out of Central Missouri.
Yeah, I'm in Southern Missouri.
Southern Missouri, okay. So I mean, looks like the storms that are further south over sections of Missouri. I'm gonna pull that up. Hold on one second. I think I'm gonna go back to over here. I'm gonna try and zoom out. There we go. We can see this. Obviously, the colder air that's in place further aloft, and that higher speed shear is closer to the surface low, but we can see convection still brewing around here. So, I mean, I think the colder air interaction is further north, but I mean, we could still see some wind reports towards St. Louis and maybe into Mark Twain Fort or whatever the forest is here in southeast Missouri somewhere. So, what insight would you like to provide for your locality, Keith?
Well, I mean, the only thing I'm getting here is just cloudy skies, and that's all. I got some radar images pulled up if you want to accept them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll pull up your screen. It'll be 1 second there. There we go. Yeah. So. Oh, I see you got the spotter network and you got the yellow color on your window. That's nice. But yeah, what concerns do you have on your radar image?
Well, I mean, I've seen a couple rotation markers. As you can see, right, if I could blow it up for you. Hold on. I know you got analysts, but isn't this like lightning or something? Lightning report?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we definitely have that concern for some clouded ground lightning with these, especially, we have that warmer air. So, where the air is more saturated and the ground that's a bit drier, that's where we have, I think, the base of the storm. There's definitely concern where you got positively and negatively charged particles, especially like if you think of trees and harvested fields too.
That's another concern I'm getting concerned of that with that same thing.
Yeah, I mean that's also gonna be fairly concerning. I mean, I think that if you get wetter trees and stuff, they're more susceptible to falling due to winds and even lightning. So and like all that. So just how dry everything is.
Yeah. Not get any new reports yet. Anybody get any new reports yet?
So you're
Well,
using
I got a 1-inch hail marker.
Yeah, that's in Adams County, right?
Yeah, Adams County near Lima and Yearsall.
Oh yeah, Lima, or I think it's Lima if it's pronounced right. But we're starting to see that. So obviously the dendritic hail growth zone is not that far aloft. I mean, the temperature may be 70 degrees at the ground, but I mean, just right west of that front, just not even 100 miles, you probably see temperatures in the 40s, maybe even 30s. So I mean, further aloft, you're definitely seeing temperatures fairly low in that mid-latitude.
Tornado watch, Isaac. I mean, the SPC is deciding to put 80% of a tornado watch kind of close to Chicago now.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's areas further north. Looks like we got a potential. Yeah, I think the tornado threat is definitely going to be a little bit higher further north. Oh yeah, like I was going to say, areas around Chicago. I think the northern part of the state. Yeah, you can see that stationary front. So we have warmer air that's definitely shooting north with the strong gusts. It's gonna usher in those higher dew points, those temperatures, and this is where areas are. This is closer to the surface low itself. So definitely with that increasing vertical shear and everything like that. I'm gonna pull up this mesoscale discussion. Yeah, a QLCS tornado risk. So I mean, this is what we call a quasi-linear convective system. I'm gonna pull out a little bit. All right. So this is a linear system, but you can see how it's a little bit broken in there. It's by these updrafts. There's some surface-based instability. It's really going to shoot up into about 1,000 Cape, and that's going to be ushered in by that southerly winds and potential clearing skies right ahead of this as well. So
that's going to add on to instability.
Yeah, instability will potentially add up to about 1,000 Cape at the surface. And I mean, it's probably about 500, a little bit more than that now. And now we've had, I think, some clouds, and now we're getting some broken sunshine. It's obviously
not a good thing.
Yeah, these clouds are really pushing through the area. So, I mean, they're out of the southwest. And, so, I mean, these storms will be pushing through the area fairly fast. And, I mean, I think out of for areas further south, there's I mean, that instability is really going to increase just given what I'm seeing here. It's been fairly cloudier in the morning, and now it's starting to get pretty sunny down here. I think that's a precursor to some higher instability that's being ushered into areas in central Illinois. And it looks like Michael's trying to reach out here. I'm going to check in with him.
Please, if I'm.
Looks like we lost Keith a bit.
See this little? Is that a squall line right there? That squall.
Yeah. So definitely a squall
got a little
line.
bit of rotation in it.
Yeah, Keith. I think you're coming on and off. Okay. So yeah, hopefully your internet's going all right there. But yeah, definitely a squall line and a QLCS, kind of the same thing. It's a line of storms that spans about several hundred miles. So
This is not a derecho. People do think that sometimes.
I mean, a derecho, that's a Boeing segment that spans several hundred miles, like across and so far in like a horizontal direction too. Oh, there you're back, Keith. Hopefully.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what were you trying to say earlier about the squall line?
I was wondering if it was a squall line.
Oh yeah. What are your thoughts about the wind and tornado concern that's generally associated with QLCS?
Well, I mean, I ain't got much to say about it, except it's got to do pretty much damage to make a rotation like that up in Iowa. I mean, I was got hit once, pretty bad with that ratio.
Yeah.
Well, Isaac and JD, it was nice meeting you guys, but fortunately I gotta go. So nice meeting with you guys.
All right. Well, you take care. Mm-hmm. All right.
You too.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm messaging with. All right. All right. So, again, here, hold on. I get my screen back on. I'll turn it off for now. All right. So, and looks like we had another 45 mile per hour gust report. Definitely along this QLCS, potential squall line stretching from Hannibal, areas further south as well. I mean, the southern flank of this, we're starting to see more convective development down towards Springfield and northern Arkansas as well. But I mean, the colder air, all that sinking colder air is further up here towards Iowa and everything. So that's where the winds are definitely going to be the strongest. We're see that little appendix that's forming further east of Muscatine. That's where closer to where the surface low is. So we're going to see what that has to. Okay. Well, I got to get back on this message here. So what I'm seeing on Storm Community here, looks like Ian still has, looks like some areas are spiking up to 1,000 Cape already.
That's a lot.
Well, I mean, it's just up towards that now. I think it'll probably be more consistently over 1,000 as we head into the afternoon. It's already 1:45, so I think as we head into like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock time frame, that's where we're going to start potentially seeing, higher surface Cape, because we're starting to see some more sunshine pushing through the area now. So, I mean, I think that surface instability is going to continue to build up.
Yep, I think that's what it's going to do.
Yeah, sure. Mhm. There we go. All right, we have another USA Stormwatch weather and forecaster going to join us at some point.
Who is it?
We'll get there soon. So yeah, what I'm paying attention to here is this activity that's pushing through western Illinois. Some colder air that's that northwesterly flow that's in place further aloft that's going to really usher in some of that sinking air, and that's what's leading to these gusts over 45-ish miles per hour. I'm going to share my screen again. There we go. But yeah, if you pay attention to this radar,
Whoa.
yeah, I mean, looks like St. Louis has issued another SVR. We can see some of these stronger northwesterly flow that's in place further aloft towards the mid levels. Looks like colder air tends to sink, warmer air tends to rise. And that's the situation we got going on here in areas east of the line. And definitely what I'm thinking about here is when you get that warm air that tends to sink, and that's forced outward, that's where we have, thunderstorm outflow or downdrafts as well. That's where the winds.
All right, we got one report about 55 miles of gust with of widespread winds up to 50 to 55 miles per hour.
What is the location?
Let's see, Henderson, Illinois. I'm a train spotter.
Henderson County or city?
Henderson.
Oh, here it is. 60 miles per hour wind. Yeah. We got 55 to 60 miles per hour gusts reported by spotters. Whoops. I don't know why.
All right, and we got another report over here by these Moores, Iowa, of a train spotter of 60 miles wind.
This is Des Moines County, not the city.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's still getting stronger. I mean, we getting winds are coming down to the surface, you think?
Yeah, they're mixing in from further aloft, that colder air that's sinking in on the backside of this, and it's being forced outward. That's with the outflow just immediately ahead of that. So, I mean, not only cloud-to-ground lightning, but gusty winds, and looks like we're starting to see convective development out here as well. So, I mean, with the southerly winds that are much stronger, I believe further ahead, this might be where we start to see a low-end tornado risk. We'll have to see how things turn out here. Let's see if I can get our chase correspondent with us.
What one's responding with us?
We'll get to that soon.
All right, starting to get that yellow marker again kind of come up.
Yeah, that's mid-level rotating updraft. That's this area is near the surface, so we'll pay attention to that as we get there.
So far, we have no tornado warning, so that is fantastic news. But I think that's still going to change.
All right, looks like we have forecaster Eli with us. How are we doing?
Doing good.
All right, Eli.
All right.
All right, we got our first tornado warning now.
Yeah, tornado warning
Yeah,
for
for
Mercer,
Aledo, Illinois, Kanye Center, Illinois, and Matherville, Illinois. This goes until 2:15 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yeah, looks like we have a pretty good updraft with
everyone
this.
That's here. Zooming in. It runs in effect to 2:15 I'll read the text. Okay, at 1:49 Central Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Ensign, or 11 miles southeast of Muscatine, moving northeast at 55. So this is a quick storm. I mean, hazardous tornado. So anybody in these communities definitely need to be taking cover. I mean, this is a tornado warning.
Sorry,
Eli. Yeah,
I'm picking up about 2 circulations within that polygon. One south of Eliza and one south of Joy.
Oh, 1 second. I got to zoom in. So, yeah, 2 circulations look like we got one down here, potentially one further up here, too. I mean, it's still rendering some of the data in terms of like what the radar's picking up here on KDVN. But, yeah, I mean, we may have some circulations. You know, we can see some of these kinks along the line. This QLCS, I mean, we're starting to see that increase. And yeah, like right up here. My battery's giving me a warning here. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, yeah. Looks like we got someone chasing out there.
What happened?
I'm more concerned about the circulation near Joy. It looks like we may have lost Isaac.
That ain't good.
I think his laptop just died on him. So, hold on here and get on the Facebook real quick if we have any questions. There we are.
You know how to run this thing?
All right. You guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Yeah, my PC overheated. So I'm able to minister
All
from
right.
here.
I have not seen any report of the tornado on the ground, but this is still the time you definitely want to be in your safe spot, right, Eli?
Will Southeast Kentucky get any thunderstorm activity? Hold on, I got a question here. Will Southeast Kentucky get any thunderstorm
Probably from one of our USA Stormwatch viewers.
Think be up to the only going to be concentrated portions north of Indianapolis, Columbus. I'm not really expecting a big severe risk for really Kentucky. Much for there. Tonight you can probably expect a few showers, maybe a rumble of thunder as that cold front is going to move on through. So no severe weather is expected for Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, we're in the southeast. We're mainly focused on Illinois, southern Wisconsin, and Indiana.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like we got one of our chasers that are going to join us here in a minute.
That's good.
Yeah, it looks like someone that's close into the storm here. There we go. Looks like we got someone that might be heading up that way towards the storm here. Okay. And my PC finally turned back on here.
Wouldn't be surprised if that city's issued another one is starting the northern one there between Eliza and Buffalo Prairie.
Oh yeah, Eliza
still
and
showing
Buffalo
me
Prairie.
Is beginning to
yeah, but this tornado is moving. If it was developing, it's moving at 55 miles per hour, so that's pretty quick.
so just go
Yeah,
ahead.
there could be a little bit of hail of that too, because it looks very large if we had any.
Are you talking about like a pink color?
Right.
You're seeing
So
on
we're
the tip?
talking right here. I'm going to give you right.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta find a charger adapter.
So far, just a radar indicated tornado. So this doesn't mean we have a tornado on the ground. This just means we have some rotation has been detected.
Mhm.
Let's see. I think we just got a severe thunderstorm warning. I think no, that was just the same one earlier we had. Got a lot of reports coming in. One report of the 60-mile gust earlier than we had one 55 to 50, but that's actually was earlier. We had one report of so far 1-inch hail, and we starting to get. I mean, we only have one tornado warning, so this is just probably just going to be kickoff where it's going to be a few supercells or low top supercells, right, Isaac?
Yeah, sure.
Code that as well near Bald Bluff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, looking at
So,
that
Eli,
velocity.
do you happen to be joining us from a PC or a cell phone? Because, if you're interested in doing so, if you're joining from a PC, I don't know if there's a way you can do this from a cell phone, but you can actually share your screen if you come across important information you'd like to share something. But, I mean, my PC shut down and overheated. So I'm playing but, yeah, look like you have event here in minutes. All right.
Looks like we're starting to get a whatchamacallit.
Rotation.
I think we may actually have a debris ball.
Let me pull that up and see here. I don't see no
Maybe
blue
not.
yet.
I don't
I'm
know.
starting to
I
see
think
some.
it may just be some hail. Sometimes it tends to. I'm starting to see some.
All right, guys, we
more
got a new
lower
tornado
color
warning.
fits, starting
We
to
got a new
show
tornado
up. So
warning.
that does concern me just a bit.
All right.
In Seton, Illinois,
Or hotspot.
until 2:30
Okay.
All right, Eli, we just have a new tornado warning.
knew that was going to happen. Let's see. Keep it right here. This is for the following counties in Illinois: northeastern Henderson County, northwestern Warren County, and south central Mercer County. These are all in Illinois until 2:30 p.m. Central. At 1:55, severe thunderstorm capable of producing tornadoes located near Seton, or 9 miles northeast of Ocklawaha, being northeast at 45 miles an hour. Hazard tornado. That's source radar indicated. This dangerous storm being near Seton around 2 p.m. Central and Burgess around 2:10. Other locations impacted include Eleanor, Bald Bluff, Sunbeam, Big River State Forest, and Alexis. So just so the general safety procedures, move to basement or an interior on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Always avoid windows. If you are outdoors in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to closest essential shelter and protect yourself yourself from flying debris.
Okay, that's some good words. But see, I'm going to say some things. If you're in the path of this polygon or any of this polygon, you definitely want to be taking some cover right now. Go to the basement. These storms are moving pretty quickly today, so you really wouldn't have to stay there that long, but just get away from the windows if you're in the path of the storm.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm going to point out, looks like we see these breaks on the line here. I'm gonna try and zoom in. It's been giving me a little bit of trouble on here. CC drop. Okay. Oh yeah, right up here towards Alito. Yeah, hold on. Zoom none.
On that, yeah, just West Millersburg. And now,
hold on.
But there was a spot CC's drop here for a while. It did correlate with velocity and reflectivity.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna 4-panel this real quick. Okay. Oh, there we are. We can see we can see some colder air wrapping around just south of Little York here.
Yeah. To get some orange there, what does that mean?
When you get colors this low here, this is associated with that activity. Oh yeah, CC drop. Oh, I thought that was a green color, but that's actually a county indication there. Okay, it looks like. All right, Kelvin's back.
I was talking.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me just give you an map. Can you open Google Maps? We're going to find out exactly where we are, actually. We are under the southernmost tornado warning on this cell.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of rain. We can't hear very well.
Quad City should certainly keep a close eye on this.
Say that again, Kelvin. We had an internet issue on someone else.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's a little quiet.
Yeah, we got a lot of rain going on. That's probably part of it. But we're right underneath the clearing slot of the southernmost tornado warning that you're looking at, which is in Warren County. And we're going to get a little bit further. I can actually see a little bit of something in the distance on the base of the storm. So I'm going to actually go a little further ahead to see if I can get a better vantage point of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because did you note that CC drop? We saw it earlier just north. It looks like along Highway 94 between Seaton and Little York. We have that area. We're watching out there. I can see what might look like, obviously, an area that colder air kind of wraps around on the back end, and looks like we have what looks like some warmer air that might be closing in with that updraft. So, I mean, that could be a sign. I'm going to go back to velocity, see what we have. But looks like we have a little bit of a shear couplet. It's obviously, I'm not seeing much like gate to gate, like red against green or anything, but it's still something that looks like something up. Yeah.
All right, Calvin, have you seen any tornadoes yet?
Yes, Kelvin.
I just want to let you guys know on the southern warning that is in Warren County right now. We are now in the clearing slot of that particular complex. The rain curtain has actually lifted more off to our northwest now. We're in sort of a clearing area, and so everybody knows that this isn't traditional supercellular thunderstorms that have normal clearing spots, but we have an area here where we have no rain, and you can see kind of on the base of the clouds not necessarily lowerings.
Yeah, we'll keep in mind, Kelvin, as you move into like a more
there?
rural area, we might lose and get you again. So try and bear with us here the best we can. Get you again. So try and bear with us here the best we can. All right, so we'll see what's up with Calvin. I'm going to go ahead and share this. Oh, looks like we lost him entirely. So we are going to share this to Storm Community real quick. All right, this is MesoWatch. Looks like yeah, we got Kelvin kind of trying to eye into the center of this storm here. Looks like between Little York and Seaton, we've had that, or up towards Burgess. That's where we have a little bit of a shear situation occurring. And up into here even, we can see some of that cold air that's kind of wrapping around. And then we have some warmer air that's immediately ahead of that. And it looks like, okay, we got a severe thunderstorm warning for Knox and Fulton County now. All right. Oh, we got Kelvin back. Oh, there we are, Kelvin. Yeah. What's new up there?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get north to Alexis. The circulation's a little bit north of there. We should be able to see something a little better then.
Okay.
I don't even know if they can hear us. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you pretty good. We can see some scud clouds up there. Looks like an area where there might be some colder air trying to wrap around there. And I can you tell if the wind's coming from the south? What?
Yeah, so there is rising action. This is actually along the shelf cloud, actually. Severe turning right now on, I don't know if you can find this on radar scope, but 240th Avenue in Warren County, Alexis, right now. And I can tell you right now, there is some interesting features kind of back in the rain a little bit more now, almost like the rain is wrapped up and clear out again.
Oh, okay. So Alexis here.
And if you can hear us right now, our network is in and out right now. As we get closer towards Alexis, I suspect it'll be a little bit better.
Oh yeah, sure. Oh yeah, I see where Alexis is. I think that looks like its areas just to your west. That's where we're starting.
We are turning west right now.
You are turning west right now. Looks like I'm going to turn on my inspector tool on radar scope here. And what I'm seeing here is gate-to-gate shear between 57 and 30. So, I mean, I believe we have almost 30 knot shear. It may not be red against green in this situation, but it is still definitely worth noting that there's definitely intense shear that may be indicative of something like if something does develop out of this, it may be a brief spin up. Also, we have some fairly strong winds of about at the base of the storm right over Alexis. There are velocity returns over 59 to 64 miles per hour. So
yeah,
definitely
so we're gonna hit the rain again here in just a second. Just so you know, it's gonna get a little loud.
I understand.
I can actually try to turn you on my Bluetooth maybe in a little bit.
Oh, sure. I have one of those black webs. I don't know what if you know what those are, but it's like I think it has a Bluetooth microphone on it.
So we're in the intense wind right now on the front edge of this storm. So we just actually, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds ago, actually drove directly underneath the shelf cloud of this storm. We're continuing off to the west, so we're going to be encountering some of the stronger winds that are in this storm, coming down out of the storm. Obviously, also there's a tornado warning in effect with this storm.
Yeah, and
as soon as we're about to be directly south of Alexis, and then we're going to head up in towards Alexis. So you can probably hear right now the wind and the rain are absolutely powerful.
Yeah, definitely.
Right now.
Yeah, and I will point out they've just issued Tornado Watch 505. This includes Fulton, Knox, Peoria, Marshall, Stark, Putnam counties, and most other counties across northern Illinois around I-80 points north, including like Bureau County into Chicago area. This includes some of the counties that are already under SVA 504. Yeah, the tornado watch also includes Chicago, Rockford, Milwaukee, Madison, and is until 8 p.m. Couple tornadoes, scatter damaging winds with isolated significant gusts to 75 miles per hour possible. Can you still hear us pretty good, Kelvin? You can tell that air is definitely sinking on you.
Just an update. We are stopped on the side of the road. The rain got a little bit strong on us there. Or wind and rain got a little bit strong on us there. Couldn't see too far ahead of us. So the road that we have to turn on to go north to Alexis is right up here. I'm gonna see if I can check radar scope while also on this. Okay. Yeah. So just right there north of Alexis. So it really appears that rain is a little bit under control again. I thought. Okay, maybe not. We're just gonna try to get to Alexis. Once we get on the east-west road, it'll be or north-south road. And I believe it's that one. So can we get our directions back up real quick?
Yeah.
I think it's this road.
Yeah, it definitely looks like.
I don't think. No,
pretty hard to see up there. Definitely a lot of cold air that's sinking in on you. That's wrapping around on the rear flank of that.
I can see the road right there. That is.
I will point out, I'm going to check the radar features here. Looks like that tornado warning has been either canceled or allowed to expire for you folks in Alexis. But yeah, we're still getting some rain that might be wrapping into that area. So definitely some stronger shear. So definitely be careful with those stronger winds there, Kelvin. Yeah, just try and, I know you're in kind of a sedan. It's not as high profile, but definitely be a little careful navigating through that. All right, JD's back with us. I unmuted you there. We just got interference from.
Okay, Isaac, if you can hear me right now, we are turning on 120th Street south of Alexis, and we are now headed north towards Alexis.
North towards Alexis, got it. And yeah, that tornado warning has been allowed to expire. But yeah, we're still seeing that strong colder air wrapping in towards that area. So it's definitely going to be definitely quite windy and rainy and maybe hard for you travelers to navigate through that. So definitely be careful.
Yeah,
Yeah, just be careful on that.
For everybody that may be listening, tornado warning, obviously you just said is allowed to expire. There still could be some rotation. I mean, the condition, the shear is favorable. Upper air sports favorable for spin-up tornadoes today. So definitely stay on the lookout. I think there's still thunderstorm warnings, so you should definitely still be in your safe place anyway. But one thing,
take cover.
if there is a tornado warning that happens to reappear, you will not see circulation in the storm.
Yeah, this is gonna be rain wrap, folks. So be ready.
Mhm.
Isaac, I just see some more. I have a little pink little marker showing some signs of some rotation again. Looks like.
Okay, I'm gonna see what I got here. A pink marker. Is that?
Yeah.
I'm taking a look at radar scope right now, and yeah, that rotation seems to be maybe strengthening a little bit again. We'll see what Lincoln has to say about maybe far northwestern Knox County for a warning, and we'll turn directly back towards that. We're almost to Alexis now, and that circulation is just off to the north of Alexis. So
Yeah, definitely looking like between Alexis and Rio, maybe towards Alpha along Highway 150. That might be where we're starting to see a little bit more intense rotation starting to develop with that. I'm going to try and zoom in.
Oh, there's absolutely rotation developing in that to the southwest of Alpha right now.
Towards Alpha, yeah, definitely looking. I'm going to pull up Inspector Tool on radar scope. I'm going to do my best to, because my mouse is kind of acting funny.
Mine has too.
Yeah, so I'm going to have a hard time trying to zoom in, but yeah, I'm going to turn on Inspector Tool. But yeah, between Alpha here, we got 60 knot. Oh, this is actually a St. Louis radar still, but I'm going to transition to DVN.
It's still not going to take much to cause damage to develop.
Yeah, we have. Okay, this isn't really optimized that good for
60, 55 miles an hour.
Yeah, it looks like we have gate-to-gate shear of about 30, maybe even up to 40 knots. I can't tell because I'm having problems like zooming in with Inspector Tool. I'm going to go on my phone and see what we might be hinting towards, but maybe some intensification with some. So let us know.
I'm looking at not much hail, but there's some orange colors in the Wicklow now, so this is getting pretty strong hail in it.
Yeah, perhaps. So let's see what Kelvin's driving towards. Definitely some darker skies. It's hard to discern with the rain and everything, but I think definitely some cold air could be wrapping in towards that area. So where there's heavier rains, oh yeah, I'm looking at KDVN Quad Cities now, and I'm at Alpha Woodhull. We're seeing looks like outbound velocity of 8 and 30 miles per hour inbound. So that could be shear of 30 to 40 knots. That could be developing with this. So definitely conducive for brief spin-ups that could occur across sections of Henry and Knox County now, northern parts of Knox County. Between Woodhull, maybe Cambridge, Galva will be in a concern here. It looks like, tornado.
And this warning runs in effect about 2:45, 60 miles of wind gusts, and this storm is moving at 60 miles per hour.
Yeah, and I'm going to pull up radar again. Hold on.
Yeah, it does have some weak sheared with it, Isaac. There's some red next to green to it, so there's some sheared with it.
Yeah, so gate-to-gate shear, we can see probably about 10 to 20 knots.
All right, let's see what we got in place here. That's just a new. All right, I got some reports to pass along to you with this one warning. Law enforcement reported 12-inch diameter trees across. Law enforcement reported 12-inch trees diameter across the
hold on, JD.
road. Sorry.
Yes, Kelvin?
It looks like we got a tornado warning that was just issued.
Tornado warning issued. Okay, we'll see what happens.
That just popped up on my phone. It looks like.
All right, looks like we lost Kelvin again. I'm going to see what the updates are from NWS. So I'm assuming this is issued by the Quad Cities, unless that was issued by Lincoln. But yeah, the National Weather Service in might have been Lincoln. Hold on. Oh, I see. He got the wireless emergency alert. That was looks like they issued another tornado warning. Okay, let's see what the feed update is. Okay, significant weather advisory for Scott. I'm trying to see what. All right, Kelvin. There we are, Kelvin.
Oh, okay. We are currently in Alexis right now. We're trying to shoot north of Alexis here a little bit, so we might turn on this road right up here and blast off to the east.
Oh, okay. I don't see anything from NWS chat or anything about a tornado warning that was just issued. Are you sure that was just, it might have been a lack of cell connection, and then all of a sudden the cell tower sent you the wireless emergency alert?
Interesting. That might be a possibility. Let me take a look at something real quick.
Yeah, so I'm surprised because maybe it's nothing that came into us, or the IAMBot server might be down, but I was trying to see if there was any new warnings that popped up. I'm going to see if that's relevant up here. But yeah, definitely still be careful, because that might be a message from emergency management too, because that tornado threat may still be there.
So it looks like we have are you guys able to hear me? I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, it looks like we have a long line of possible broad rotation with these storms. So I definitely think that the tornado threat still exists. And once I get north of Alexis here, I'm going to find a east-west road that can take me east to maybe get under the southernmost column of rotation. So
Yeah, sure. So you're now north of Alexis, and that's between Alexis and Woodhull, perhaps that area where I think that there's that colder air that's wrapping around down there. So definitely maybe some heavier rains that could be in place north of there, and maybe what could be a rear flank. You never know.
You have a road right here. Is this a road? I think it is.
Yeah, definitely be careful. It might be a dead end. You never know if it's a tertiary road.
No, we're turning on 10th Avenue north of Alexis.
10th Avenue, so that would be 1000 N in Mercer County. So 10 miles north of the county line, I'm assuming.
Never mind, it's not paved.
It's not paved. Okay. Oh, is it a rocky dirt road or something?
Yeah.
You never know if it's a dead end. So definitely what I've learned as a trained weather spotter, you got to make sure you have escape routes. So like if I were to go out chasing and whatnot, definitely plot yourself in a good proximity to where the strongest rotation is. See if you get a good viewpoint or glimpse of things. So that's something that I've personally learned.
Hey, Isaac.
Yeah, what's up, JD?
I got some reports for you. I was going to tell you earlier. We have something in from Pike County. We have law enforcement reported 12-inch diameter trees across Road 2 miles south of Heber, Missouri. A semi truck flipped over along I-172 in Adams County, Illinois.
Okay. All right.
Please, everybody needs to be careful on these roads. All right, new tornado warning has just got issued right now.
Yeah, Henry, Rock Island, and Whiteside County, right?
Yes. So it's moving at 50 miles per hour, so you definitely want to be in your safe spot right now.
Yeah. Looks like Kelowna. Okay, that's not in response to what's going on between Aledo, or rather Alexis and Woodhull. But we have another couplet that's forming up towards Kelowna, or just south of the Quad City.
Okay.
Oh, looks like we lost Kelvin here for a second. But yeah, we have another couplet that's formed down towards Kelowna, and looks like we have shear of 20 to 30 knots with that. So that's going to trail towards the eastern parts of Moline, towards Rock Island, I should say. Why is that? Oh, that's Rock Island, the county. This is Rock Island, the city down here. So LeClaire towards Hillsdale, even sections of I-80, I-88 near where the Rock River. This is the Rock River right here.
Yeah. So if anybody in Rock River, anybody in this pink polygon needs to be in their tornado safe spot immediately.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do.
Mhm.
We have some interesting things going on right now down in southern Knox County, headed up into Knox County. It's not tornado warned, but there could be some developing circulation there. So we're going to let this storm go 50 mile an hour away from us. We're 24 minutes back from the circulation right now, so we're not going to catch up to that. But we're going to go back due south and see if we can catch up to the storms in Knox County.
Okay. Sounds like you got a good. Sounds like you're definitely being careful around there and trying to get a glimpse of what could be developing. Yeah, so that's further to your east in Knox County, right, or southeast. That might be a good vantage point if you drive a little bit further east, not too close, right? Oh yeah, I could see something trying to develop as far south as Watauga, Oneida, and Altona, towards Cambridge too.
Take it to Watauga instead. No, take it to Henderson.
All right, looks like we're
Right there. Top one. Oh.
all right. We got you again, Kelvin. So as you get closer into those darker skies, looks like obviously you're getting to where there's more colder air further aloft. That might be wrapping in towards that. This kind of a broad circulation, as you pointed out. I'm going to pull up my radar again, and
So I want to point out that earlier when we were back in Warren County, south of Alexis, we did actually see the circulation that was associated with that particular tornado warning at the time. That worked off to the northeast. That is what we are, quote unquote, abandoning now for some of the southern storms, and we're going to try to get back there as fast as possible.
all right.
All right, we got a report of a 60 miles a gust here with that up here, and that would be in, let's see, Rock Island, Illinois, from the
Yeah, that
public.
might be somewhere in Rock Island County.
60 miles of wind gust.
Yeah, it looks like it's close to Milan, Illinois, somewhere along I-280. We have a gust around 60 miles an hour. You can see that broad area of shear stretching from Kelowna, areas in Rock Island County, down towards Oneida, Altoona area, towards Galva. And that shear kind of stretches down towards areas east of Galesburg, too. So if something does develop, we get a shot of colder air that abruptly wraps itself into that area with that southerly flow. I mean, we could be talking about more additional tornado warnings that could be developing down that way.
And this is what we've been talking about all day. We think we could see these sped up tornadoes that pop up so quickly, and Calvin thinks these are going to be fast, right?
Yeah, I mean, some of these have been pushing east at 50, 55, up to like 60 so miles an hour. I mean, this could dump strong winds with these downdrafts. And
So, I mean, and please take these severe thunderstorm warnings as tornadoes. I'm just afraid people are not going to take them as seriously today. And this is what we'll have is topple trees a lot is the problem, right?
Yeah, tornadoes can easily spin up where you see that shear, the right little quadrant of the screen, or the dual with the screen, I should say. We see that broad shear that stretches down towards Watauga and Galesburg. And I'm gonna look further south, but I mean, this is the area I'm paying closer attention to. So I mean, Macomb and areas east of Quincy towards Schuyler County could also be severe warned at this point in time.
you definitely need to be thinking about moving to your safe spot.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I'm gonna go back here and zoom on. I'm gonna kind of get a better vantage point of what we have going on here. But yeah, some of that broader shear that's closer to where the surface low is, obviously between McDonough and Rock Island County. So I mean, definitely the highest tornado threat is evidently just northwest of the river valley. Again, that's why we have the tornado watch. It includes sections of Peoria, towards Rock Island, towards areas around Chicago, because that areas around that surface low looks like the storm motion is going to veer to the east somewhere.
All right, we just got another report again of Scott, Iowa, of 50 miles of dusk.
Okay.
So definitely, if you don't have a thunderstorm coming through, you still can see non-thunderstorm wind gusts.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So we have Kyle says, I believe the line itself is moving west to east, and the formation of the line and that time will be in those respective areas. So so a lot of areas further south have a more southeastward storm motion. It could be moving due east and maybe even northeast on the northern sections of the line. I mean, the southern looks like it all comes down to like if storms push further east or push southeast along that line. That could be where we have more convective development or lift that could be supporting that. So warm air, but I mean the colder air is definitely wrapping around to the east of this line, and that's where all this air is sinking down, the velocities, and you can see that broad area of shear, and then we have definitely some downpours with that and air that's sinking and producing some outflow, potentially 55 to 60 mile per hour winds.
And that's still enough to do damage.
Tornado probably too.
All right, we just got another report coming in from Cox County, Illinois, of a report of multiple 3-inch tree limbs broken down and power poles broken.
Okay, that definitely sounds like we had something serious there. Between 12-inch tree limbs down, I mean, there could be trees down in some of these areas, again, with more sustained gusts combined with that non-thunderstorm winds. You know, some larger tree limbs could be blown down, and subsequent power outages will be likely as well. So make sure you have a way to receive warnings. And like, if you have trees, if you have tree branches or larger trees that could get blown down over your home, you definitely want to be careful with that. Looks like we have an update to the tornado warning. Looks like Hillsdale, Shady Beach, and Jocelyn under the threat of that more broad rotation that's going to be pushing into eastern sections of Rock Island. But definitely, nevertheless, a very healthy area of shear that's at least 40 knots broad scale. Just looking at some of these brighter colors mixing in with these darker greens.
All right, let's see.
All right. So I'm going to pay attention to areas down towards Woodhull once again. And then Kelvin is with us again. All right, Kelvin, any update?
Calvin, you there?
All right, well, oh, there we are.
Okay, it's really hard getting ahead of these storms. I'm not sure quite how. If we so we're not on the front edge. We're not on the front edge, so the wind isn't as strong and the rain is moderate in nature. But we're headed down. I think we might be able to catch a small window of getting back in front of it again. So,
okay. So yeah, you are now in Knox County, towards like Altoona or Alpha somewhere. kind of looks like you got some of the more lighter rains over you.
And here's another thing, Isaac. I mean, we've been having a couple tornado warnings today, and still, this is still going on. This is turning into a quasi system, right?
It's a QLCS setup, and it spans a lot of areas from the Quad Cities down towards Pittsfield as well. We have an area where there might be a little bit of a break where we have some clearing out ahead of this, and it's kind of breaking some of that colder air. But a lot of that colder air is influencing over here. Looks like this is a more downdraft situation. We have a lot of outflow from this, and then interacting with some of that warmer air that's in place near the.
All right, another marker showing, one of those shear markers again. We have to always watch that, because all that to do is bring some more wind shear to us, right?
Yeah, sure. Definitely wise to be careful. Anyone in the path of this, I mean, if you are in the severe thunderstorm warning, you definitely want to be in a site-built building.
Yeah, I mean,
mobile homes could be heavily damaged.
And even this is not like the derecho we did with August 10th. This environment still can be the same, right?
Sure. I mean, this is a similar type environment. Obviously not Boeing segments that are producing gusts that high, no. But I mean, still like some vehicles, high-profile vehicles like trailers and trucks and things like that. You got to be careful. You might want to ride this out. If you are on a north, like any kind of roadway, that's you definitely want to be careful.
Well, I don't want anybody on the road right now. This is the time, if you're in this tornado polygon, you still want to be hunkered down into your basement. A basement will be the safest place to be in. That's where I go when there's a tornado warning. And I do still see that red next to green shear couplet on my radar. Do you still see that, Isaac?
I mean, it's a little bit of red against a little bit of green, but again, still some higher shear. Looks like some more straight line winds occurring towards Fulton County, between Galesburg areas just south of there. Obviously, I'm gonna see what we have going on, if there's any spotter updates with that. But yeah, the Weather Service is advising for a tornado possible, the possibility of a tornado that could easily spin up. See that colder air.
So you need to be in your safe spot immediately. Do not wait today. These are quickly can spin up the tornadoes. You're not going to have time today. This is a system that's kickoffing at 60 to 70 miles per hour, so you're not going to wait. And this is nothing new. So we have these all November sometimes, and this is not the same as your springtime supercells, right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's some breaks along the line, of course. Hold on, I'm gonna zoom back out. But you can see broad scale. You can see that pretty good contrast in heights and temperature. That also factors in. So some of that stronger or more heavier and denser air kind of pushing down over air that's already warm and unstable. So I mean, that's definitely a sign of pretty strong winds and everything. So I mean, if your area is severe warned, not and obviously tornado warned in some cases, you gotta have more time to react. Obviously in a severe thunderstorm warning, basically you gotta get inside. Inside a site-built shelter. That's definitely the safest place you can be, and you want to be away from windows or exterior walls. That's definitely safe, especially those that are facing the strongest winds. Or you want to avoid upper floors too, especially if you have trees and power lines that could fall on your house. And
here's another thing. Here's another thing I'm gonna pass along, Isaac.
Yeah.
Ever drive your car through a power line when it's down? Those lines could shock you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you never know if the lines are still live. I mean, Ameren is probably activating its, or the power company's probably activating a response.
Here's another thing I learned in the last couple of times when we have all these weather events. The Ameren company cannot come out there until these storms are done, right?
Well, I mean, any electrical supply companies or Ameren contractors or like anyone with the power company. I mean, they probably will already be responding to some areas. So some areas could be without power for several hours at top.
I mean, this is why me and Isaac are telling you guys to charge your devices up in case you would lose power, because if we get one of these storm events, we're pushing through like straight line winds, you may not get power for several hours. So this is why we kind of tell you to charge your devices up.
Yeah, sure. And it's definitely wise to be careful. Like some areas, you may not have a way to receive warnings if you don't have a TV or working. Like sometimes the cell service could go out and you don't get the wireless tornado alert. You also should have a battery operated radio.
It's only $25 to get one. Is that correct, or am I wrong?
I mean, it like you can buy any kind of radio from. I mean, I definitely recommend the hand crank ones too.
All right. Tornado warning has got canceled, but a couple new severe thunderstorm warnings are getting added. But still, these storms are capable of producing spin up. So you cannot just say today we're done with the tornado thing yet. It's still possible.
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, I mean, looks like our chaser's calling it for a day. And I mean, the tornado threat's going to be highest further north, towards north of the Illinois Valley, but definitely looking at an increasing straight line wind threat. You can see the more broken activity up here and the more clustered and linear activity down this way. So, I mean, so over the next several hours, we could be talking about severe winds pushing towards Peoria and areas more populated commercial areas of the Illinois Valley. So we want to be fairly careful with that. And I mean, some isolated gusts over 75 miles per hour has still been advised by
so if you definitely go under severe thunderstorm warning today, just take it as a tornado, please, because 75 miles of gust is still enough to flip the trailer over. I mean, we're not talking about a derecho or anything like that today, but still 60 or 70 is still enough to cause some minor destructive damage. So we definitely want to keep that in mind.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, it looks like we continue to see some stronger storms. Obviously, it looks like it's transitioning to more damaging wind threat areas in extreme central Illinois. Looks like a more northeasterly track up here, kind of wrapping it closer to that surface low, where the directional shear is definitely a little bit higher. And I'm going to pull up VWP, see what we have. Yeah, definitely a wind shift being noted here. It looks like increasing pressure behind where the radar is, increasing pressure. And yeah, definitely a stronger wind now pushing a little bit more out of the west. So the temperature might be cooling down a little bit more over there. So, I mean, and the temperature is going to cool down fairly quickly behind the low as well. So, I mean, this is definitely the dynamics are in place where, okay, 1 second.
I'm checking the SPC and see if they would extend the watch or not. There is a possibility they extend the severe thunderstorm watch. You think they will?
Okay, looks like we have severe warned storms now pushing into Peoria and Tazewell, Fulton counties. I'm going to see what the NWS has to say about that.
We checked the SPC. They upgraded us something at 148 so the severe threat continues.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna see what the NWS does here. Okay. Over Fulton and Knox County.
Tornado watch goes through 8 p.m. So we definitely see the tornado threat moderate. We do see the wind threat. If all four of those are moderate, that would have been a PDS.
Well, sure. That's for another day. But yeah, I will be getting back to some local operations, some things like that. So if anyone has any questions, message our page. For now, as we as we are getting severe warned here, I am going to end the stream. I'll be back with some guidance and maybe some damage reports. I'll be stepping outside to kind of get a glimpse of this myself. And if anyone has any other information to report, pass it along. Yeah, stay safe out there. This is Illinois Storm Watch. Again, Peoria, severe warned, down towards Pekin and other areas. They're saying damaging winds and isolated tornadoes, so be careful. I'm going to get a glimpse of this, and we'll be back with more information through Storm Community as soon. So please stand by.